I am one of the least techie people you will ever meet, but the tech is a necessary component to being on YouTube. You have to learn the tech. And it's taken me years to come up with the whole tech setup that I have now that I finally feel fully comfortable with. In this video, I'm going to share with you what that tech setup is, what I use it for, and why I like it. And I have bought so many different things over the years with so much money on things that I thought was going to make my filming experience easier, but then it ends up making it more complicated. So everything I'm going to share with you here really makes this whole process of filming a lot more seamless. I don't have somebody that helps me with the tech. I don't have a videographer, so I'm doing it all myself, as I'm assuming most of you do. I'm here to share it all. Hi, my name is Erika Vieira. I'm a YouTube strategist and coach, having helped over 2,000 women over the last 8 years grow on YouTube. And this channel is sharing the real, brutal, honest reality of what it's like to have a YouTube channel. And I'm here to help you grow, succeed, and make money on YouTube. So I'm going to start with what I use for my interviews. Now, this microphone here is a Rode podcasting mic. When I'm filming here, I just put it here and I connect it with my computer. And when I'm at my other filming location, I have a overhead microphone stand that is through Rode as well. That works really, really well. It's really sturdy. I have used cheaper ones in the past, and it really is worth the investment to pay a little bit more for that one specifically because it's just a lot more sturdy. I have them in the past that they break, they fall apart, and it just doesn't work as well. I will buy cheap when I can get away with it, but I have no problem paying for quality and brand names when I know I'm gonna get my monies out of it. Rode is a great standard brand, and that's what I have for this podcasting mic and the microphone arm. Now, as far as the camera that I use for my podcast interview, I use this Logitech. It's right here, there's no stand on it, because the stand that I usually use is actually attached right now to my camera, but you can put it on any type of tripod. But this is a Logitech 4K. So this is a really good 4K camera that I use when I'm recording my interviews. I was doing a bunch of research. I knew I wanted a 4K because I wanted that nice crisp look through a webcam. And Logitech came up time and time again as the best rated one, and I've been really happy with it. It's a little bit pricey, but it's not that expensive for what you're getting. And now that I have it, I use it for all of my Zoom calls, all of my live classes. So if you've gone to any of my live classes, this is a camera I use. If you haven't, you're gonna wanna check it out because it's an amazing class that teaches my entire YouTube strategy for my clients and my bootcamp. Check out the link for that below. But I use this camera when I'm doing my live classes, my interviews, and any of my Zoom calls with my clients and everything. It's worth investing in this just in general, especially if you do more Zoom calls. But definitely if you're gonna be doing any kind of interview, don't rely on your computer webcam. That one is just not great. This is much, much better. And it's super easy to use and set up. Now, another camera I am absolutely in love with is the DJI. Now the DJI, I'm sure you've heard so many people on YouTube talking about it. I think this is such an amazing camera. It's totally worth the investment if you do any kind of B-roll or vlogging. The reason I like this one is very, very easy to use, and it's got the gimbal on it. Now the gimbal is this right here that follows you around. It's so great because you can move around in the shot and it will follow you, which is amazing for filming any kind of vlogging or B-roll. The creator kit comes with this bag and this little tripod stand, which I think it's really invaluable to have the whole creator kit. Like if you're gonna buy it, might as well go for it and get the whole kit. And it's just so easy to plop anywhere, right? You can plop it anywhere. I'm plopping it right now on the desk and you can see me right there. And it just makes the filming so much easier. It's small, it's discreet, and you can take it with you anywhere. It's 100% worth the investment if you're going to be serious about YouTube, because no matter what your niche, you're gonna want some B-roll. You're gonna want B-roll of you filming yourself around, doing whatever you're doing, and having a camera like this makes it infinitely easier. I feel like I've been looking for this camera my whole life, and I'm so glad that DJI created it because this is an incredible camera and I'm very, very happy with it. I don't shoot my main talking head videos on the DJI. The only time I use it is when I'm vlogging and for B-roll, but it's worth it for that. The other thing that I want to mention about the DJI is it has a phone app. So you can put the camera where now I have on the other side of this room and you'll see the B-roll of it. And then on my phone, I can actually see everything that's going on. I can take photos if I'm wanting to take a photo for a thumbnail. I can see what's happening. I can film B-roll while I'm also filming. So there's so many different things that you can do. And it's so handy when you're creating content to have a second camera. I know we have our phones as a second camera, which is always an option, but just nothing beats the size of that thing and how it really follows you around and moves with you. I just love this little camera. I can't speak highly enough about it. Now I'm going to talk about the microphone. So the microphone that I use in all my videos is this Rode microphone. I just stick it here on my desk, and then the other side is attached to the camera. But if I'm doing anything and I want to move around, I can clip this. There's a magnet. And it's very small, it's very discreet, it's very portable, it's very easy to use. And I just always really like this microphone specifically. This is the one that I recommend for all my clients, because a lot of my clients are just moving around, or they're trying on clothes, or they're doing whatever, and they don't have to be super close to the camera. It's a wireless microphone that you have on you. And I can talk right here to it, but usually what I do is I just stick it on my desk wherever I'm speaking. So it's not on my clothes. I mean, maybe I should be doing it like this, but I just stick it right here and put the microphone facing me. Moving on to my lights. I have this set of lights that I think is absolutely amazing. I have to say, I have purchased so many lights in the past, and this is by far the best buy I think I've ever found. And I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but it's by the brand LumiCube. And I have other products from LumiCube, and I have to say I've always been really, really, really happy with the products that I purchased from them. They do specialize in lights. The whole thing comes in this really nice carrying case. That's one of the things I love about it, is it's super portable. It doesn't take a lot of space, and it comes with everything you need. One of my biggest pet peeves is you buy a piece of equipment and you still need that little charging block, or you still need this, or you still need that. This comes with every single thing you need, that you go anywhere, you have lighting. It plugs in, but also you could charge it so that if you don't have a power source, it's okay. And it gives beautiful light. There's 2 of them, and you can adjust them however high, low you want. They are really, really worth the investment. These are a little bit pricey, but I do think that they are a lot better than the cheaper lights. I have tried all the different lights. I have tried the cheaper lights. I've tried the cowboy light setup. I've tried the really, really big soft boxes. I've tried it all. And for some reason, I feel like the lighting never looks great. This is finally the first time, I think, in the history of me filming videos that I felt okay about my lighting. And I have to attribute it to these lights. I'm such a big fan of these lights. If you can't tell, I'm a huge, huge fan. So I just love everything about it. I think it's quality. I love that it comes in the carrying case. I love that it comes with everything you need. The setup doesn't take me that long. It's pretty quick. Within 5 minutes, you have a whole setup, and you can go anywhere. I think it gives you so much more flexibility in where you can film. You can put it outside if you have to. Anywhere you can film. You can film in a dark room. You can add some nice light into a moderately lighted room. It's just a fantastic piece of equipment that I highly, highly recommend. Now, another thing I want to mention is I really like this LumiCube light. This is just a smaller little panel light, and I will pop this if I feel like I ever need more light. It's a super bright light, so sometimes I'll just pop it here, and you can kind of see. I probably should have done it for this whole video now that you could see the difference. Actually, it is a lot better. I should have been using it all along. Look at that. That's so much better. So I really like this. I feel like it lends a nice soft light, if I'm not feeling like I'm getting enough lights here. So it's a little bit pricey, but I like how small it is. I like how portable it is. Sometimes you can kind of put it behind you. It's a pretty strong little light, and it's a little bit of an extra, but I like it. Now, it's on this Manfrotto stand. I like this little stand too. Sometimes I'll use this for my main camera, this little stand. I just think it's small, it's portable. The Manfrotto is also a really good line of tripods. They're pretty sturdy, they don't break. And I use this for this light, but sometimes I'll use it for my camera. I actually use it a lot for the teleprompter as well. So, because you do need a tripod for the teleprompter. So I usually use this one or the one that's on my camera now. This is my teleprompter. This is the Elgato teleprompter. I don't use a teleprompter for every single video, but when I do the deep dives with the creator analysis, I found that I needed a teleprompter, so I invested in this one. And same thing, this is one of the top in the line products, but I have to say it's well worth the investment if you're gonna be using a teleprompter. I really like this because the app that it associates with is the Camera Hub app is super easy to use. In the past, I have bought other teleprompters. I think Parrot was one. They were cheaper than this one. And honestly, they were so difficult to use, so difficult to connect to the camera with. I used to always just hate having to set it up because it took me forever. This is very, very easy. It doesn't take me long at all. And it fits easily with most cameras. I really feel like this is also worth the investment. I mean, with your YouTube equipment, you could get things that are really cheap, or you can get things that are higher quality. I think if you're really serious about YouTube, buy the good stuff so you don't have to buy it over and over again. That's the mistake that I made, is like buying stuff that's cheaper and then realizing I end up buying more anyways, and the total cost is more than I would have spent if I would have bought the most expensive thing from the get-go, you know? Another thing that is extra that you don't have to buy that does not come with a teleprompter, but I think helps make the teleprompter work a lot easier, is this foot pedal. So I didn't buy this right away, but I have to say it has made using the teleprompter significantly easier because it allows you to control the speed and pace at which the script goes using these foot pedals, and basically using your feet to do that instead of having to figure out how to do it with your hands or using a remote on your phone. I love being able to use a foot pedal. I think that's around $100. I think it's well worth the investment to do that. If you are going to be using it, right? If you don't think you're going to be using a teleprompter that often, I don't think everybody needs to use a teleprompter. But if you do, I think that is by far the best on the market. I did a ton of research ahead of time. I bought this one and I'm very, very, very happy with that. Now, last but not least, I'm going to talk about the camera. So I'm shooting this with my DJI. But this is the camera that I use. It's a Sony ZV-1. This is a little bit of the older version. However, there is a newer version that's come out. I'm considering getting it because it allows you to replace the lens. This one, you can't replace the lens. So I just haven't sprung for the newer camera yet because I have been buying all this other equipment, but at some point I plan to do it. But I think Sony ZV-1, the newer version, is great. Now, this is a tripod that I love. I got it when I went to Vid Summit one year for free, but I know it's these guys that do the product. I love this thing. I think it's really easy the way that it works. So I've been using this for years. And of course, don't forget your SD cards and your batteries. I have these are cheap batteries, so I do go cheap with the batteries. I know people say that, oh, you can have a dummy battery and connect it, but honestly, I haven't. I just have these batteries that I make sure that I charge. And then of course your SD cards, which I keep them in this case here, this camera case. So these are the ones that I use, the SanDisk, but you can get any. My piece of advice is to make sure you have a lot of SD cards handy and a lot of batteries handy. I have a ton of them handy at all times because the worst thing that can happen is when you're out filming and your batteries die or you run out of space in your SD card. That's probably one of the worst things that can happen. That's happened to me before and I'm never gonna make that mistake again. So that's it. That is your stupidly simple guide to YouTube tech. These are the tried and true products that I love, that I rely on, that are easy to use, that even if you're not tech savvy and you and tech just aren't a vibe, can still figure out how to work because I've made it work, and these are the products I recommend to all of my clients. Up next, watch this video on the brutal truth about your YouTube channel I would give you if I was your YouTube coach. And if you're looking for even more support and help from me and for me to be your YouTube coach, check out my YouTube bootcamp and add your name to the waitlist. Until next time, keep shining, keep creating, and most importantly, keep being you. And if you're still here all the way at the end, make sure you subscribe.